It's never really ever gotten to a point where it's unhealthy, I would say. It's not unhealthy comparison for Annalisa and I. Like, we know that she's always been a little bit better on floor. I've always been a little bit better on beam. She's been a little bit better at bars. And we know our strengths. We know our weaknesses. And I think just, like, knowing that and understanding that and just helping each other with that. Like, if I'm not as strong on floor, then she always tries to teach me, like, hey, snap your run down faster. Like, punch harder. Like, just encouraging each other on the things that we're not as good at as the other person. In our 14 years of gymnastics, it's never been unhealthy. Yeah. When I got hurt back in 2022, like, she did everything for me. And, like, she went to camp for the first time, and I was back home, and that's the first time we'd ever been separated. But, like, nothing changed. We weren't mad at each other. We weren't upset. It's just, like, we were there for each other and through, like, the setbacks and everything.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to a special episode of the PerformHappy Podcast. I am so excited to have two guests on today, and I'm really proud of myself for knowing who was who on the first guest. Welcome to the show, senior elite gymnast Annalisa and Malea Milton.
Hi.
Hi.
So excited to have you guys. So could you both introduce yourselves like you would introduce yourself to a new teammate? Because you guys are going to have new teammates soon. Something people might be surprised to know about you and how, like, you as humans, not just gymnasts.
Okay, so I'm Malea, and that's Annalisa. One thing that I think a lot of people would be surprised to, like, know about us is we are identical twins, but we have, like, polar opposite personalities. So we're not alike in our personalities, and our personalities are, like, so opposite that it kind of, like, goes together. So also, like, the more you see us, then the more you'll be able to tell us apart, and like you'll be like, oh, these guys don't even look alike.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, I'm like from like my own, internet stalking of you guys over the years. I got it. Awesome. So, okay, you're like yin and yang. So
Yeah.
is like one of you super chill and one of you is wild? Like, tell me more about that.
Yeah, I think I'm more the wild one. I like to, like, show up, not, like, just be myself, and I'm not scared to, like, show myself to people. It kind of depends, though. Like, I'm more of an extrovert, I think, at the beginning, and then she's more of an introvert. Like, it takes her a little bit longer to, like, get used to, like, people. And Alyssa's more, like, bossy, and I'm more, like, chill, you know?
Okay, so Annalise is leading and
Yes,
Leah's like,
yes.
yeah, that's cool. That
Mhm.
sounds good. All right. Well, I love I think in bestie combos, that's usually like one sort of runs the
Yeah.
show. Well, and I guess people they assume you're going to be exactly the same, right?
Yeah.
Twins. And obviously you're not. Okay, but then you have this third sibling. Is he born on your same birthday a year later?
No, he's born 2 weeks later. Yeah, 2 weeks later.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Irish triplets, you're all like all a year apart. What is it like him in the mix? So they all expect him to be the same too?
I think no, because we're all just so different. Like, all three of us are just very different, but we are very close, so yeah.
And is he a gymnast? Or
No.
athlete? No.
He does, like, weightlifting. Powerlifting. Powerlifting.
Nice. Okay, awesome. So now I know faith is a huge part of your family. Elite gymnastics is not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
So many people don't make it to elite just because it's like takes such a toll on your body and your mind. I would love to know how your faith has kind of helped you through this roller coaster of a sport that you've chosen.
I think it just helps, like, us, like, know that every season has a plan. So, like, if we have a not good season, then we know that it's for the better, and we know that God's going to carry us through the season. And if we just be faithful to him, then we will, like, figure out why he did certain things and, like, just help us to push through all, like, the hard times and stuff.
Yeah. And I think like having a big picture perspective is
Yeah.
so important in a sport like gymnastics, where I'm always telling parents, zoom out. If they don't like rush this skill they're mental blocked on for the first meet in January, they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like even, and I also say like some seasons build character, some build confidence. And it's not always like you might have a whole year of character building and we don't get to know why. There's a reason. So
and I think understanding that you don't have to see the full picture right away is also very important, because you might have a bad meet and be like, I don't know why this is happening. But if you just trust that it's for a reason and it's all going to work out, then I think that's really important too. I also think it's important to know that, like, gymnastics isn't everything. Like after gymnastics is over, you don't want to like not know yourself. You don't want gymnastics to be your everything so that when you don't have it, then you don't know what to do. So I think it's important to look at yourself as a person and what God has for you for your entire life, not just like a certain part.
And so you guys are from Texas, right? But you're training in Missouri.
Yes.
I'm assuming you moved for training purposes. So what was that like as a family making the decision to uproot and go to Missouri?
It was a lot of sacrifice. It was kind of for gym, but also my dad's job took us somewhere else. And just we have like all of our families there. And so it was definitely hard, but it was a like big step for our family. Just a new thing that we were doing. So
Awesome. And has your family always like kind of put gymnastics in the forefront for you guys? Is that something that you've had to decide? Or is it just like this?
No, it's always been something that they knew we were passionate about and they were willing to support gymnastics and like our dreams no matter what. So yeah, we're very thankful for that.
Yeah. I mean, that's not everybody has, the family that's like, okay, we believe in you. Let's put everything behind this. Everyone who gets to the high level that you're at least for the most part, has some kind of image in their mind of what they're working toward. I've seen this theme, like it's a picture of, someone on a podium or someone standing in this like college leotard or whatever. Did you guys have something like that when you're growing up? Like, were you always aiming big in gymnastics?
Yeah, I think we were always wanting to like obviously every little gymnast dream is like go to the Olympics. So we always had that in our mind and just like becoming like good elites. But also we always knew we wanted to go to college for gymnastics and compete at the collegiate level. So.
And was it always LSU that you guys were aiming for?
I would say we had like 6 colleges over like since the beginning we started gymnastics up until like the very June 15th. But LSU was always one of them, yes.
Yeah, I mean, everyone who like wants to, be a star, college gymnast is like, okay, LSU is on the board.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Right? And okay, so you have this picture in mind of where you want to head. Are you always together in the picture? Like, is it that you're going to be together, or was it like, if you want to go to this school or you want to go to this school, or was it like, no, we're going together?
Never separate. Yeah, it was never. We decided from the beginning if one of us didn't get an offer, then neither of us were going. Yeah. Which thankfully didn't happen, but we always knew that we would be going to college together.
Like package deal. What is it about each other that is like so non-negotiable in this sport for you?
I think just because we've never been apart. And so that's something that we haven't like gotten used to or even wanted to do because everything has been us together. So we haven't had the opportunity to like be separate. But I also think God made both of us, not just one of us. So I think that also like makes us more want to be with each other like nonstop. And we like help each other. Like always in the gym, we're always like helping each other and pushing each other and encouraging each other. So it like just works together. Yeah.
Okay, there's got to be some cons though. So I coached a couple twins when I was a coach, and there's this natural comparison that's happening.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, she's better on bars and she's better on floor. It's like, you don't want to do it, but it's so natural to be like comparing. So how do you guys deal with that?
It's not unhealthy comparison for Annalisa and I. Like, we know that she's always been a little bit better on floor. I've always been a little bit better on beam and bars, and she's been a little bit better at bars. And
they switch off, really.
Yeah, it just switches off. Like, we know our strengths, we know our weaknesses, and I think just like knowing that and understanding that and just helping each other with that. Like, if I'm not as strong on floor, then she always tries to teach me like, hey, snap your run off down faster, like punch harder, like just encouraging each other on the things that we're not as good at as the other person. So it's never really ever gotten to a point where it's unhealthy, I would say. In our 14 years of gymnastics, it's never been unhealthy.
Yeah.
So,
and I can't help wonder if one of you has a setback. Like if one of you's injured and then you're watching.
That's happened several times, actually. Yeah, it's happened to us multiple times, but I think even through that, like when I got hurt back in 2022, like she did everything for me. Like she went to camp for the first time and I was back home and that's the first time we'd ever been separated, but like nothing changed. We weren't mad at each other. We weren't upset. It's just like we were there for each other and through like the setbacks and everything.
That to me, that sounds like a growth mindset where you have a choice in confidence building when somebody's better than you or somebody's, has more advantages than you or someone has whatever it is.
Yeah.
You have a choice if you can go, oh my gosh, I'm so inspired. Look at what she's able to do. I'm doing that next. Or you can go, oh no, this is not fair. So it
Yeah,
seems like you've
definitely.
always been just inspired by each other rather
Yeah.
than.
Or like if one of us is hurt, then like when I've been hurt, then she like always encourages me and like, hey Malia, it's fine. Like I've had some wrist injuries and coming back from bars has always been a challenge for me. And she's always come back a little bit quicker on bars, like after like taking time off. And she's just always there encouraging like Malia, it's just been a week. Like it's gonna take longer, it's fine. And just like always encouraging me, just knowing that it's not going to come back super quick, but that doesn't mean I should like lose hope and lose faith. So, and with that, it's not just like about encouraging. Like if she's hurt and she doesn't know what else to do, I'd be like, here's this exercise list that I can give you, or here, go do these jumps that you can do and stuff like that to like help each other get back faster. And besides just the encouragement.
I mean, what an amazing gift to have.
Yeah.
Like someone who just knows your body, knows your strengths, knows your weaknesses, knows your mind. I mean, what a gift. I'm not surprised. You're like, no, I need my co-coach in my corner with me.
Yeah, definitely.
And so you've navigated coach changes. And do you find that you two end up kind of being your number one coaches for each other?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. 100%. All the way. Yeah.
I mean, because I remember when I was coaching, I'd be like, okay, both of you are bending your legs on this. Go work together. And then, coaching athlete just can be so helpful because you're like, it should feel like this. Where I'm like, point your toes, but I'm not in there experiencing it. Yeah. So, wonderful. Okay. Now you got to try out a lot of cultures in selecting your college, which you're signed now at LSU. So exciting. What were you looking for in a culture of a team that would really help you thrive as athletes?
There's so many things I could speak all day about LSU, but the biggest thing was just the team environment. The coaching staff you can just feel that they want you to do the best that, like, they want it for you. They don't want it just to, like, win national championships every single year. Like, you have to do this, this, and this. But they want to win, but they also care so deeply about you and you as a person and your gymnastics. And then just the team environment, like the team building stuff that LSU does just to, like, make sure, because you can't have a divided team and expect to do amazing all the time. Like that's not going to happen. Like you guys have to, as a team, support each other. So I think that was like one of the biggest things I would say for us looking at colleges was just the team environment and the coaching staff. I think that too, and just a family feeling. Like right when we stepped on, we felt a part of a family. Also, the education that goes with it. Another big part was NIL opportunities for Malea and I, because we wanted that to be a part of our college experience, and LSU was the perfect fit for us in that area.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing how much college gymnastics has changed in the last 5 years, even 10 years. So it's really cool to like go have the opportunity to be like, I want to be an Olympian and I'm going to compete in college and I want to like, make an impact. And it's not like you'd have to choose one anymore, which is so exciting. Yeah. Okay. Now you've had lots of different, coaching environments. And if you were going to set up like the perfect place for a young gymnast to thrive in a club environment, what kind of a culture would you want in place?
Definitely a place where you can communicate with your athletes and the athlete can communicate with you. I think that is like one of the biggest things is where the athlete feels comfortable coming to their coach and just talking about their gymnastics or how they're feeling, and same with the coach where the coach can go to the athlete and be like, hey, like what's going on? Like you seem like just communication, I think is one of the biggest things, the most important things when it comes to really any sport, but especially gymnastics where it's an individual sport and the gymnast is doing it for themselves. Yeah. I also think one where you don't focus solely on winning at a very high level. Because I think when you get to a high level and you focus just on winning, then you're going to lose the love for your sport and you're going to lose the reason why you're doing it. And then that's when you have burnout and you just don't love your sport and then people quit or they just like don't like it anymore. And that's not what the whole point of the sport is. You don't want to spend your whole childhood doing a sport and then end up not liking it because you're only focusing on winning. And when that winning doesn't happen, then you don't know what to do. Yeah, you're left defeated. So I think that, and then just look for an encouraging environment where you can be lifted up in your down days. You can be lifted up when you do not your best, even though you try your best. Because if you don't, then I just don't think that's the best for you, for someone mentally.
Yeah. Okay. So there's like this controversy out there where there's this like old school mentality that's like the US national team is soft and the US coaches are getting soft and they're not pushing people anymore. And I think there's this big idea that you have to essentially abuse people to get the most out of them. And there's going to be people who are like, yeah, well, but if you're just encouraging them all the time, then they won't be their best. What would you say to that?
I would say that's not true. I would say you definitely need encouragement and like there needs to be discipline, of course, especially at the highest level. But discipline without anything else is not going to be good. So like also if you're running like your own gym, whole US national team is different because it's like several people. But like if you're training with them every single day and you learn the athletes, like this athlete works a little bit better with more discipline, but this one kind of breaks under discipline. I think it's really important to learn each athlete and help them how they need to be helped instead of just this is how I do it. This is what we're going to do. And you either can deal with it or you can't. So I think it's important to learn your athletes and just understand who works better with what type of like encouragement or like discipline. I also think going off of what she said, some athletes you get to a point where you're the best that you can be when you have that disciplinary, just nonstop pressure on you. And then once you get to that point without the encouragement and you don't reach your goals, then you start to not believe yourself. You start to go on like downward and not do your best anymore. Sometimes all you need is just a little encouragement and have someone believe in you in order for you to accomplish your goals. Because without that, for some people, you just will never accomplish your goals, even though you're doing the right all the time. You just don't have someone that's like, oh, I believe in you. I know you can do this. And then you go out and do it. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a balance. And I think it's so important, Malea, what you said, that like everyone's different. And I think for a long time, 90s and 2000s gymnastics, the one who would crumble under the demands of that, like only high expectations, no positive feedback, those athletes didn't get a chance to shine. And now, like every athlete, not just the one who needs to get yelled at, like the ones that are so firm with themselves that really they just need a nod and a thumbs up and they're like, okay, I'm cruising now. I think it's so important to go like what it really does is opens up the pool of talent that like you don't have to just be, this type of personality and then everyone else is collateral damage in our sport. Okay, so I'd love to hear some examples though of like, you guys kind of bouncing back and like, having those moments where maybe you had to communicate. Either of you think of a time where like it was like burnout is coming or things are not going well and I'm going to really like need to communicate or I'm going to really need to put like my mental tools into place.
So I would say for me, I've been elite for like a long time. And I just felt like I was never like accomplishing what I needed to accomplish. And I was just kind of pushing myself, like continue pushing myself. But I realized that like there's no point to continue to push yourself, especially on like an injury, for example, when you're not like enjoying it as much as you like want to. So just like taking the time to heal yourself mentally and physically. And then like that's when I realized that I really like I'm falling back in love with the sport again just because I am doing it for myself now and I'm not doing it for my coach's approval or what the internet thinks of me compared to Annalisa or just any of it. Like I'm doing it for myself and I am healing. So yeah.
That to me is always the indicator of like, are you going to burn out or are you not going to burn out? Pretty much hinges on who are you doing it for?
Exactly. Yes. 100%.
And did you feel like you were verging toward burnout while you were kind of like?
Yeah, I would say like towards the like end of certain seasons, I would be like, oh my gosh, like why am I doing it? Like my coach isn't happy with me. I'm not happy with my performance. Like I'm not reaching the exact goals that I want to reach. I'm like, I got to the point of it was like, what's the point? But now I know. It's just do it for myself, not anyone else. That's a hard concept to like come about. Like a lot of times it takes honestly like injury or like nearing burnout to realize that like it's for you. It's not for anyone else. Yeah. So
and that goes back to that big picture of like, you never know what the lesson is in that rough patch. But then you get through it and you go, oh yeah, now I know. Oh, and now I'm helping you with this. Oh, now I'm mentoring you. And now, I mean, it just all becomes clear. And what about you, Annalisa? Any kind of tricky moments that you had to pull on some inner strength or make some changes to get through?
Yeah, I was gonna say also my injury as well. In the end of 2022, I was like at my very best as a junior. I would have made the national team, I think, if I would have not got injured. But I got injured at championships, like at the biggest meet that I've ever been at. And I think it just taught me that like sometimes you do have to take a step back in order to take a step forward. Like no matter what the outcome could have been, I know that the outcome was what God wanted me to like endure at that competition, and I had to go through a lot. I had to watch her. I had to watch everyone else do exactly what I wanted to do and what I had worked for and dreamed of because that was our first year elite. So it was just like something that I've always dreamed of being at and stuff. So I think just being taught the lesson of things do happen for a reason. And I think that built me into a stronger person overall, not just in the sport of gymnastics. And yeah, I think that was a big lesson. I also think when both of us, the year after, we both missed the championships qualifying score while our whole other team did qualify to championships. That was like in our minds, that was the worst thing that could have happened to us because I mean, like we were alone. We were the only ones that didn't make it. And that was just like really, really defeating. But I think it let us know that I think that was the first step in us knowing that gymnastics isn't our whole life. Yeah. Like there's way more than gymnastics. Even where we're at right now, we didn't go to championships. Instead of going to championships, we were able to go on our literal first family vacation. So even just looking back, it's like that was a way better outcome than what we thought was going to happen at championships. So, yeah.
And you're in school in person for your senior year.
Yep. Yeah.
Is this your first year in person?
Yep. Since kindergarten.
Oh my gosh. So what made you decide you were going to go do like real school?
I think we just wanted like some sort of a high school experience. She'd want to go in for a while. Yeah, I've been wanting to go in for like a year, maybe almost even like 2 years. I've been wanting to go in person, but she never wanted to. And of course, I wasn't going to go to school without her. So I did some convincing finally. And she was like, fine, I'll go. And yeah, we just wanted to experience like school before we went to college in person. So yeah, I think that was a big thing. Like, I love it. We love school. So yeah.
I love everyone else has senioritis and is like, get us out of here.
Know.
And you're like,
yeah, I know.
Yay, look at our backpacks. And like,
No, I know. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
We look like students. I mean, I can't even imagine the first day walking on campus, like we're real students.
Yeah.
Not that you haven't been working your butts off. I'm sure you get straight A's on, online high impact curriculum, but like how cool to have those experiences. Are you going to do like dances? Are there other parts of this senior year that you're like, we're doing this?
Yeah, we already went to homecoming and we're hoping to go to prom. So we're going to go to prom.
Okay, gentlemen. That's invitations welcome.
Cross your fingers.
Oh, that's so great. Because I've talked to, plenty of elite athletes who they say like the one advice they'd give a 12-year-old is don't forget to have a childhood.
Yeah. 100%.
And the fact you're like, we got to go on vacation with our family and we're in school. Those, yes, there's these really important things, but there's also these other core memories that can be maybe even more important.
Yeah, definitely.
I tell like sometimes athletes who are stuck in fear or injured and they can't go to the meet, and it's like, well, go to the place and have the vacation.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what was supposed to happen is that you get to spend some family time in this new place. Or okay. So I want to ask you that same question. Like, what would you say to your younger selves or that, 12-year-old out there who has the big dreams? That's kind of your biggest tip for having a smooth and successful journey.
I would say the biggest thing that I wish I would have told myself when I was younger is gymnastics is not everything. Yeah. Like you have to build yourself as a person outside of the gym. So like, yes, the medals are important. Yes, the big competitions and the qualifiers are important. Nationals, Westerns, making it elite, all of that stuff is really important, but it's only going to last for so long. Then you make it elite and guess what? Then there's a qualifier and 2 meets. Like it's never going to be like fulfilling enough for you as an athlete because as athletes we always have another goal after this one and after this one. So just making sure that along the way you're remembering that you are a person too and that gymnastics is not everything, because if you don't make your goal you're going to be defeated and then it's now what, and then you lead into a spot of if that happens over and over then you're going to not love the sport anymore. So just definitely my biggest advice to myself and other young athletes out there is just remember yourself in the process. Remember to do it for yourself and not anyone else. It's not easy to take that as a 12-year-old. Like to take that advice, it's not easy, but you also don't want to be 18 and regret wasting your whole childhood on something that you didn't even ever accomplish your goals in. Or you accomplish your goals, but also your big goal maybe you didn't accomplish. But I also think another big thing is find joy in the little things, in the little accomplishments. Don't always have these giant goals, and if it doesn't happen, you're defeated. Because if you look back a year ago, you probably accomplished lots and lots of mini goals that you wanted to accomplish. Yeah. So I think also just don't lose sight of like the small things in life in general, but specifically talking about gymnastics, don't lose sight of like your small accomplishments.
Yeah. So I quit because I was afraid. And so I had this, but it was like, I have to get the skill. I have to get the skill. I have to get the score. I have to get the score. And I couldn't get the skill and I couldn't get the score. And so like that, all of that external validation I was seeking, it just wasn't happening. So I gave up, but then it chased me into life where I was like, then I got to get this career and then I got to get this man and I got to get this house and I got to get this dog and this, like, it was never ending. And I think if you can get this lesson younger of like, stop chasing the dang carrot and be happy right now.
Yeah.
Can we look around and go, oh my gosh, I have so much to be grateful for.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
And like my mantra now is like, if life never gets any better than it is right now, I'm so lucky.
Yeah.
And it changes everything because then you don't have to be this person who's this like trying to achieve. Instead, you're like at classics looking around being like, oh my gosh, how cool.
Yeah.
You know, or like you're just looking around being like, wow, look where I am. This is so awesome. Or look, I'm in the quad right now with students. Like how fun that this is what we're doing. I just think if anyone can like just stop chasing that carrot and be in the gratitude of the moment, like then you don't have to be in your 20s and be like, why am I so unhappy?
Yeah.
So it's amazing you guys like have that already in place. Okay, now you said, being humans and not just gymnasts, if gymnastics did not exist for one day, what would your perfect day look like? I know for gymnasts, this is so hard because you're like, wait, what? What would I even do with myself?
I don't even know. Just hang out with friends, family. I love traveling. Yeah. So that would be good. Go out and do something with friends or family. Not stay in the house. I'm not a house body.
You're not an indoor cat?
No. I like being out doing something. So I think that doing something with your friends, I like swimming. I don't know.
Do?
Well, I like the sun. She likes tanning.
Being near water, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like every gymnast or any athlete who's like spends their entire life in a gym, like it's worth asking. When I was a kid, I would have been like, hobbies? What?
Yeah, no.
You can't have a hobby and be a gymnast. Like I did not know what I liked until I was in my literally like 20s. I'm like, I like to coach, I like to do gymnastics, I like to watch gymnastics, I like to, But yeah, if it didn't exist, who are you? Are you an artist? Are you a singer? Are you a baker? Do you love animals? Let that be kind of part of who you are.
Yeah.
Be that friend. Okay, now what do you hope that people will learn from listening to you guys today? What do you want their takeaway to be?
I think again the same, just like really, really, really like finding yourself outside of the sport and making sure that you're doing it for yourself and not anyone else, not for anyone else's approval, and also how great LSU is and how everyone should come to LSU.
I think everyone is coming to LSU.
Yeah, no, literally.
Like your whole elite like party is going to be at LSU.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a school to watch for sure.
Yep. I also think like looking at the big picture of everything, like you're gonna have like seasons of where you're going up and down. So I think just not focusing solely on if you're in a negative season, just like step back and even if you don't know why, just know that it's for a reason and you're just going through like a rough patch, but it's for a reason. So
Yeah, that big picture, that zooming
Yeah.
out and just trusting that this is all exactly how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Just a good way to feel, I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have almost forgot to talk about mental training. So the
Mhm.
reason that we got connected is that you worked with Coach Briley for a
Mhm.
while. And what was your reason for wanting to get a little mental training? And how did that go?
I think the biggest reason was just because we got so nervous in competitions and we didn't know how to control our nerves. So just learning how to things that we can like remind ourselves in those times when we get really nervous. And just like things to like, I don't know. Yeah, just remember. So
Yeah, what are some of the things that you still use to this day? Or what are your kind of go-to mental strategies for competition when the pressure's on?
before every routine and like when we're in the back before we walk out and get introduced or whatever, I always pray. That helps me like a lot. Just knowing like whatever happens in this competition is supposed to happen. Whatever happens in this bar team, it's supposed to happen. And like it's nothing I can control. It's just me doing what I normally do and God will figure the rest out. That's a big thing that I always do is pray before. It also just like recenters your focus from yourself and like what you can do to God and what he can do and like what he has done for you. So,
It's so beautiful to not be going, I better make this happen. But
yep.
like,
Yeah.
the greater we is in this for
Yep.
a big picture reason, and we're just going to trust it.
Yeah.
And then any other things that you've done kind of over time to like strengthen your minds and give like just increase your consistency on the mental side.
I also think it helps to remember that like when you go to a competition, you're doing the exact same thing that you do probably like 100 times a week. Like you do it every single day. So when you go to competition, it's not just doing something and like showing off. Like, yes, you're showing off, but you're doing the exact same thing that you're doing in practice. Like nothing changes if you don't change anything. Like if you do your same normal every single that you do every single day, some things might be a little bit different, but if you focus on just doing the same thing every day and not changing anything to be better or like perform more, then you'll do like what's best for you and not something that just is out of like nerves and stuff.
It's like Suni Lee was always aiming for average. The
Mm-hmm.
average of what she's doing in the gym is what she wants in
Yep.
a meet. And that same thing goes, I love like how you guys are like, well, I don't know if we really have a mental strategy that we just pray. And I'm
Yeah.
guessing that's what you do in the gym when you're
Yeah.
practicing. So
Mhm.
what works in the gym is what's going to work in competition. And if you don't
Yeah.
have some elaborate, I have to jump up and down and listen to this thing and say these
Mhm.
9 things. And if you don't do
Yeah.
that in practice,
Mm-mm.
you have no business doing that in a competition.
Yeah.
If
Mhm.
what you do is you're together, you support each other, you encourage each other, you pray, like boom, there's your pre-performance routine.
Yeah. Mhm.
So like anyone can just go, well, when did I compete at the best? What did I do before? Okay, that's my routine.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be super complicated.
This kind of goes along with like your relationship with God, but letting go of like the rituals and like the superstitions at least helped me a lot because I used to like be like, oh, well, if I don't do this or don't use this certain thing, then I'm gonna have a bad meet. And there goes your mindset already. It's already out the door. Like you're already thinking, oh, like it's over. I'm gonna have a bad meet. That's before you even start. I would say so many athletes do that and don't think anything of it. But I would say that's like a big thing that helped me was just realizing rituals, like God did not have that in his plan. Like God knows exactly what's gonna happen, and you not using this hair tie is not going to change God's plan for you. Like, it sounds kind of silly when you say it out loud because it is silly. Like, in my opinion, you can't have like rituals and superstitions, but also believe that God's going to do what like he's going to do anyways. So that was a really big thing for me of letting go of that part of my mindset. And it helped me a lot. So. Yeah, because also like you do what you believe. So if you tell yourself before a bar routine, oh shoot, I'm going to fall on this thing because I felt it in practice, you're going to fall. Like what you say in your mind has a like way more impact than we'll ever believe. Like when you're performing. So like if you say, I'm gonna do what I do in practice, I'm gonna do good, I'm gonna like I know that I can do this. Because it's not even like I'm gonna make it because you don't know if you're gonna make it. But if you say like I can do it, I know how to do it, then you'll go out and perform. But if you tell yourself, oh shoot, I don't know if I remember how to do this correctly, that's all you're gonna be able to think about. And then you're going to be thinking about it too much to the point where you will make a mistake on it because you're thinking about that already. So I think focusing on like the positive and not focusing on how you can mess up, but how you can just do what you normally do is very, very important. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it creates an image in your mind. Even if you think
Yeah.
don't fall, you actually imagine a fall. Just
Yeah, exactly.
naturally, we do. If you think about the great routine you did last week, you're going to kind of be there a little bit. You're back in
Yeah.
that Leo, you're back in that light. Like,
Yeah.
so anything you're saying to yourself is you are sending a picture to your brain of what you want it to accomplish. Whether you're playing golf and you're imagining your swing, like the picture you have in your mind, it's scientifically proven is going to give your brain instructions that it's then more likely to uphold. So
Yeah.
think about what you want to have happen, just like you look at people and you're inspired rather than jealous. You think about what you want to have happen rather than what you don't want to have happen. It's just these little things that kind of ratchet up your confidence a little bit.
Yeah.
And of course it's natural to be like, oh, hope I don't fall. Of course, like you're human. You're going to have that thought at some point in the venue. And you're like, yeah. Okay, let's think about what I did last week. Oh, so good. Okay, I got this. This is what I'm going to do. And then it just it kind of reorients you. You don't have to be perfect with your thinking, but if you can catch it and go back into the what's possible, it's a lot more effective.
Yeah.
Okay, so Team USA, is that still the goal?
Yes, I think so. I'm just taking it step by step. So like whatever happens this next year, I want to go into college healthy so I can compete my freshman year. And we'll see wherever that takes us, whether I choose to continue elite depending on how it's going, how my body's feeling, or whether I'm just going to focus on college and have like a fun college life. We'll see where that takes us.
Well, and it's so cool to see, Leanne Wong back in elite competition. Like it doesn't have to be either or, and you don't have to even know right now. Like women are doing really incredible gymnastics these days. So I love that. Of course, that's what you would say. We're just going to take it one day at a time. We're going to see what unfolds. We're going to trust the process. That's a really wonderful way to be. Well, Annalisa and Malea, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm just like starstruck, like meeting you guys in person, well, Zoom person, and I cannot wait to watch you guys at LSU.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yes, and if anyone wants to internet stalk you like I do, where should they find you?
We have our together account, which is Annalisa.Malea_Milton, and then our personal accounts, which I think mine is Malea Milton. I think it's just plain Malea Milton. I think mine's just Annalisa Milton. Let me check. Yeah, it's in our bio in our together account. So
awesome. Okay, good. Well, we're all going to be cheering you on. Have the most amazing senior year, and thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you for having us,
guys.
Bye.